We live. We live. It's game day Sunday. I'm here early, y'all. I'm here early. Feel free to check in. Fly Eagles fly, baby. It's almost that time. What's good, y'all? I am here early. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have the boys on in a little bit. Check in, check in. If you are using Facebook, be sure to check the description. There is a link you have to hit so I can see your comments. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I seen that. I've seen that. Yeah, I just got the notification they activated him. Do you think that means if Wentz messes up, maybe we pull him? I don't know. I hope not. Make sure you're liking the stream, guys. Make sure you're sharing the stream. Let's get all the family in here. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm nervous about that whole Jalen Hurts situation. We always having some quarterback controversy, man. I'm not trying to deal with it this year. We got 8 people in here. So what's up? What's up, y'all? Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens with Hurts though. We're gonna see what happens. I'm more worried about this O line. I feel like if the O line's fine, we're good. I'm kind of worried about Herbig though. Hopefully he can hold down the fort. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get a lot of help from Lane, but we'll see how good Lane plays. Yeah, I'll get into that once these guys come. Like I said, I'm just a little early, just kind of chilling. But yeah, I think this is kind of a must-win game at this point. Like it's hard to say that so early, but it's a must-win more for like certain players, and Doug too. Not that he's on the hot seat or anything, but this could change our whole mindset going forward for the rest of the season if we lose this game. Hope we get this win today. I hope so too, man. I think we can do this. You know what I mean? If our O line holds up, that's really what it comes down for me. That defense, they look good the first week, so this is a big test for them. But it's going to be a lot of quick passes. So, you know hopefully our cornerbacks can get it going. Mad there's no fans. Facts. I feel you. I'm convinced Carson Wentz is the most hated quarterback. People are literally wishing for him to get injured. Like, bro, like you know, I don't want to look at it as people are wishing he gets injured. I want to look at it more as like people are almost expecting it, which it sucks to say that, but can you really blame them at this point? Like, it sucks, but I hope not. I hope not. But you just add on to it when activate Jalen Hurts. And that's nothing against Jalen Hurts. If the kid deserves to play, the kid deserves to play. But it just makes it a little bit more, juicy of a story. Mad that there's no fans though. Facts, bro. I mean, this is the second week. There's no COVID cases. No reported COVID cases for NFL. So maybe during the season they'll start letting people trickle in. Hopefully, we got to keep our fingers crossed. Crossed. Excuse me. Protect the quarterback. Yeah, that's what we got to do, man. That's what it comes down to. If it, I a lot of people, including myself, we all overreacted a little bit over the. I don't want to even say overreacted, but we all kind of thought the sky was falling after that first game. But we have a lot of players coming back, so if it happens again, if we don't show up, it's gonna, like I said, it could change how we look at the rest of the season. Every game kind of becomes way more important. I'm looking forward to it though. we've seemed to have had their number, as of late. So, and then it was like 19 home games that we haven't lost against them in. So, we gotta hope history's on our side and we can just go out there and be the team we're supposed to be, because we definitely have not looked like the team we're supposed to be. Very true. Very true. And something that I want to say was Lord Brunson brought up. I was watching one of his videos, and he was saying that nobody's talking to Carson. It's very true. I didn't even think of it till he said something. But you don't see anybody talking to him. You don't see anybody going up to him saying, "Hey, what's going on? This is what we got to do. This is what we're looking at." Like you said, we have all these different assistants and everything, and it's like, for what? What are you guys doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree. I agree. We have to be way more diverse in our play calling. We cannot look like we can't look like we looked in week one. What's goody? What's goody?
Hey, how's it going?
Chilling, man. Chilling, bro. You excited? Because I'm excited.
I'm going to be excited every week. Hopefully, we can pull it out today.
So we got a lot of people talking. Right before you came in, he said we also want to see new play calls. Got
Yep.
off all these offensive assistants, but for what? You've been talking about that a lot. You've been talking about that a lot. We gotta change it up. Doug's got to change it up.
Right, we got to get creative. I saw that. I don't know if you mentioned this already, but I saw that Jalen Hurts is the number 2 today. So
Mhm.
maybe, just maybe, get some creative plays in.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm hoping it's not like a insurance, but I just hope that it's not like more drama. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's not what we need right now. There's a lot of injuries going around. We're lucky we're having the players that we have come back. So I'm excited to see Miles. I'm very excited to see Hargrave.
right.
To be honest, I might be
That's gonna be
most excited
nice.
about him. Yeah, I might be most excited about him.
If we can shut down their run game, that shuts down their play action.
Hmm.
Like if
And
we can shut, yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just reiterating what I was saying. If we could shut that down with Fletcher up there and then having Hargrave next to him, and then you substituted Malik Jackson, who can play defensive end as well.
It's gonna be scary. It's
These
gonna be
guys are
scary.
hungry.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be a lot of short. Like, it's gonna be very reminiscent of what happened last week. Or yeah, last week when they played Dallas, it's gonna be a lot of short passes. I
Yeah,
don't think they're gonna be trying to let our front four, which I don't blame them. They're not gonna try and let them get off their feet. So
right,
it's really gonna be up to our linebacking core and our like slot cornerbacks to really hold
right.
hold down the fort. I hope we run a toss to Deshaun Jackson or Jalen Rager. I do too. I have both of them on fantasy, and I don't. I started Deshaun Jackson, but I wouldn't be
Yeah.
mad to see them both go off. So how are you feeling about this game, man? How are you feeling?
I'm a little nervous. Gotta hopefully the offense can gel. Hopefully we can get the run game going. Because that's what we didn't do last week. We couldn't get the run game going, which then limited what we could do creatively. Like if we can't get the run game going, no one's gonna fall for the play action. They're gonna be like, we'll just play the pass right now, and got to get Wentz out the pocket. He can't just stand there like a statue. That's not what he's. It's not Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a creative guy who likes to get out the pocket. He likes to make magic happen. But if we can get him out the pocket, short, quick passes, which will open up the deep game, I think that would be most beneficial. That's a fan
Yeah,
saying that, so I'm assuming coaches they should know
yeah,
how to get
facts. I
this
mean,
going.
that's going to be the name of the game. I think on both sides. Like I said, they gotta have the quick passes. They gotta have no time for those D linemen to really get going. Um, Robert says, hopefully, since Miles is back, the play action could actually work. We were doing play action last week, but Washington wasn't biting at all. Yeah, because we just didn't have a running game. And
Right. They
our running backs were so bad at blocking. Like, it's just like rewatching that game. It's just like they did not hit on anything. Like,
right.
but so hopefully that definitely improves. He also said something earlier, Robert. I think it was. He said this kind of feels like a must-win game. How do you feel about that?
I partially agree because of the way our schedule's lined up. Like next week, we got the Bengals. That should be a win, especially if we can get this win today. But then after that, we have the Steel. I don't know if this is not the exact order, but I know like the next three after that are pretty tough: Steelers, Ravens, and 49ers. I think it's 49ers, Steelers, Ravens. That's the order after the Bengals. So that's tough. Those are tough teams. Like even if we can get some wins out of that, the fact that I mean, good thing we have Hurts. Maybe we can practice and resemble some Lamar Jackson. But
Yeah, right.
those are gonna be tough games no matter what. Tough opponents. So I feel like this is a must win since we blew it last week. Like last week could have been like the insurance in a sense where, okay, we got that win. If we lose this one, then maybe we can get a win next week, be 2-1. But if we lose this, we're 0-2 going into that long stretch. So
Yeah, and there's the Ravens. My boy Wiseaway said the Ravens. Yeah, that's gonna be a scary one. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a bunch of stats that if we looked up that it does not pan out well for 0-2 teams. So
right.
we definitely have to get it together. And this is gonna show a lot of people who we are or who we aren't. This is about as healthy as we're gonna get this year. You know what I mean? If we add Devontae Freeman next week, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. But if we don't, this is what we're going forward. And we gotta be prepared for that. I want to see JJ
Right.
gone still. I feel like he's doing nothing out there. But I'm not gonna keep beating that dead horse.
I mean, the only other person coming back is Alshon. So I mean, unless he adds like
coming.
a crazy spark where all of a sudden the quiet Alshon comes out of the woodworks and I mean,
this is a good one. He says, "How do y'all feel about the Ertz and Goddard situation? Do you want to take that one first?"
Sure. I mean, I think it's awesome that we have a dynamic duo tight ends. Kind of resembles the. I mean, I know he's bad character, but the Aaron Hernandez Gronk for the Patriots, how they had two great tight ends going at it, and it's hard to stop. And I mean, ideally, that's what you want. I mean, if we can have all the speed at the wide receiver position and then have two solid tight ends, I mean, that only plays well for us. The problem is obviously money. So I mean, if Goddard keeps playing if he keeps playing the way he played last week, where it wasn't even just like getting the catches, it was the run after catch of him getting those yards and fighting for extra yards. It's tough to say like, oh well, are we really going to pay Ertz and we are paying other people like Fletcher Cox $22 million a year and Carson and everything? So I mean, it's a tough decision. One that I'm glad I don't have to make.
Yeah, no, I've flip-flopped on this a million times. Brandon can tell you. So check in with me next week and I'll probably have a different explanation. But, I feel like he has a number where it's worth it for us to keep him. But he does, now he's talking about he wants more guaranteed than Travis Kelce. He wants all this. And for me, it's not worth it. It just is not worth it. For the way that the NFL is going, and I've said this a million times, we do not want to be running 12 personnel. That is not, we're not trying to change the game and be that team that wins Super Bowls off of their tight ends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can tell by the way that we draft the wide receivers that that's what we want. We want wide receivers out there. We want to be running more of those type of packages. So it's just not worth it to me to be paying him that type of money. And then in the future, having to pay Dallas Goedert as well. So, if we're going to lose one, it's got to be Zach Ertz at this point.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, his age. I mean,
exactly.
It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business, and you hope that the right business decisions are made. Because I know we have to save money, and we have to put the money in the right places. It would just stink like letting a guy like Ertz go and then watching him kill it somewhere else for the last like 4 years of his career or whatnot. Because I mean, there's tight ends that age pretty well in the NFL. I mean, Antonio Gates played for a long time. And I mean, other players. Tony Gonzalez played for a while. I don't know how old Darren Waller is, but I feel like he's kind of up there too on the Raiders. He's in this.
Who you said? Darren Waller?
Yeah.
Darren Waller is like 28 or something like that, I think. He's pretty young. I
thought he was a little older.
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure
season's getting mixed up in my head.
Yeah, I suck at Madden this year. Let's not even talk about that.
We're wasting away like the Ravens.
Yeah, I say I suck this year like I'm ever good at Madden. But either way, so also let's we always touch. First off, shout out to Eagles season. What's good, my guy? If you are not subscribed to my boy, go check his channel out. Be sure to do that. Let me see what he says. It depends on how the GM or whoever does contract stuff, because the Eagles are the first in the NFL to get favorable matchups for their team. That's true. We do get So it depends if the Eagles feel like Ertz is only good because of their scheme or what. You know, he's not a speedster. He's not like the greatest blocker in the world. He's just a good pair of hands. He's a very good pair of hands. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? He's very solid at what he does. Over the past couple of years, I feel like he's tried to, do the run after catch a little bit more, but he's not that guy. And he's
Right.
never been that guy. So when he starts to slow down,
I mean,
like
when players have those big seasons, like when he had the 110 catches or whatever it is, they want to relive that and they want to keep it like they want to act as if like that's their norm when that's just not the norm. That was an outlier, to be honest. I mean, if you look at his whole career, he's been a solid player, but that one season where Wentz really relied on him, that's not a consistent basis. And I feel like now since he's had that, he wants to like continue that going when the case is we need to spread the ball around. We can't just rely on Earth all the time. And that's why I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to business and if they can't figure out numbers, they're going to be like, we're comfortable with Goddard. And if Perkins is there or Richard Rodgers, who we keep re-signing for some reason. And I mean, you can get away with it, especially if Goddard's playing the way he is.
facts. And like my thing is, would you rather pay Ertz $13-14 million a year or have a second round pick? You know what I'm saying? And that's way cheaper, and we've hit on our second round picks for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We talk a lot about our injuries. I want to talk about a little bit around the league. So we got some big names out. We just talked about, he's no George Kittle. George Kittle is out for like 2 to 3 weeks. Philip Lindsay's out for like 2 to 4 weeks. And who is the other? Michael Thomas is going to be out for a while. What is going on? I feel like every week we hear a whole bunch of big, is it just conditioning, do you think? Is it like, what's going on? Because this is crazy. I feel like we haven't heard big names like this for a while. You know what I'm saying? Getting hurt.
It could be the preseason, no preseason, but even the starters, like, I mean, granted, they don't play pretty much in the preseason games, but just having those like little extra warm up reps and practice since whenever camp starts in like June or May or whatever it is, missing out on all that. So their bodies aren't getting used to their game hit as hard as can be because it's the season time. People are trying to win. So, I mean, it's tough, but at the same time, I'm sure. I think because of the type of year it is and everyone's so hyper focused and everything that maybe the injuries seem pretty big right now. But I'm sure there's been other times when like other big name players are all like getting out at the same time. I mean, you can't even forget about Chris Godwin. Like today, he's not playing. That's another
Yeah,
one.
that's
So it's
true.
just
I didn't
like,
even think of
what
that.
do you think Mike Evans is going to get more like eyes? Or I keep hearing the name Scotty Miller, Scotty Miller, Scotty Miller. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, they have a lot of weapons, but it comes down to Tom Brady right now. And I didn't think I would find myself saying that, but he did not look good first week. So if he's going to be out there looking like Jameis Winston, I don't think it really matters who's on that wide receiver core. But if he gets it together, I think Scotty Miller will go off because he has that Julian Edelman type vibe. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
has that feel to him. So like I could see that. I could see Scotty going off, to be honest. And then their running game. They have a bunch of running backs. They got to get them
A
going.
whole bunch.
Yeah, they got to get them going. They got to figure out some type of rotation. They got Bruce Arians, so he's a genius on the offensive side, or so we hear. So he
Right.
should be able to get it together. Also, my boy says, do y'all think Howie's drafting skills is hurting the team? One pick that sticks out to me was that J Jaw pick. We could have DK, yeah, Metcalf, man. I'm sorry, J Jaw is looking like a bust. Don't be sorry, bro. If you're new to the channel, man, you can check any of my videos, bro. I am the biggest J Jaw hater in the world. But yeah, I'll let you take this first because I feel like a lot of people know. And also, my boy says Tyron Smith is out for the Cowboys. That's big.
That's big.
Yeah. But what do you feel about Howie's drafting skills as of late?
I mean, I don't even know if it's just Howie. It could just be the Eagles' history of drafting wide receivers as of since like the Freddie Mitchell debacle, where we passed up on guys like Steve Smith or Reggie Wayne, I believe. Like we passed up on those guys, and we got Freddie Mitchell. And then I mean the best wide receiver I think we drafted was Deshaun Jackson. You could probably even put Jeremy Maclin in there. So I mean, we haven't really hit on too many wide receivers when we draft them. I mean, we took Nelson Aguilar. We saw how that went for the Eagles. Granted, he had a touchdown last week with the Raiders.
Yeah, he kind of went off. He kind of did his
Yeah,
thing.
but it didn't work out for us. I mean, he kind of did. I mean, they won the Super Bowl, but he's not there anymore. Needless to say, so you got to give Jay Jaw a chance. Some players need to develop. Not all players are coming right into the NFL and is ready to be all stars or be like. I mean, DK Metcalf, he was able to develop. He has Russell Wilson, literally, arguably the best quarterback in the NFL.
And he has
So
Tyler Lockett too, so he has
yeah,
that
and
on
then
his side.
Tyler Lockett, that's already a speedster with great chemistry with Russell Wilson. So it's like you kind of have to watch over Tyler Lockett, which let Metcalf kind of develop and everything like that. So it's tough because Metcalf could have came to us and we could have still been looking at the same things and stuff like that. Or he could have been injured because he would have been an Eagle. So, injuries happen.
Yeah, I would say as much as how he's maybe hurt us, you know what I'm saying, as far as his drafting is gone, he has hit on a couple people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't look away from that. He has hit on some good people. He has pulled off some good trades. We have to hit on wide receivers at some point. The
Right.
numbers, it's just a numbers game at this point. I think it's just somebody's got to work out. I don't think Jay Jaw's working out.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know,
Rager could work out. If Carson would have
exactly.
hit him on that second deep ball, he would have had maybe 100 yards and maybe a touchdown if that deep ball was hit.
Yeah, no, Rager looks good. A lot of people are going to look at that 2017 draft? Keep
Yeah.
forgetting.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody's going to
2017.
look at that 2017 draft. And it was a bust. Like at this point, it is what it is. None of those players are here except for Derek Barnett. And, depending on how he plays today and the rest of the season, Josh Sweat might be taking his job, which I want to talk to you about. I don't know if you've been, seeing any of the highlights, but that boy went off last week.
He's been getting better and better. I mean, I know he killed it in college, but he got hurt. And so he's been working back up to that game speed, that destroyer that he was in college. People compared him to like a Javion Clown because of his size and kind of like the way his stature looks. But if he can really get his wheels going and getting those different moves and learning from like a Brandon Graham or watching film on some of the other good defensive ends in the league, I think we have a chance on hitting on someone that people passed up on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to see him. We have a whole lot of defensive linemen that I feel like are really good. And it comes down to health for him. He's a smaller guy. He's more of a lean guy, not the big guy that you're used to on the outside. But his bend is crazy. One of the plays that I saw him on, he was literally I felt like he was touching the ground, but was still standing. It was insane. Like watching him play is crazy. Now people like Josh Sweat. I've been telling y'all this. Hey, I love being wrong. I don't care. That's fine. But yeah, he looks good, man. And I want to see what Davion Taylor could do today. I feel like today's going to be really big for our linebackers. You know what I'm saying? But overall, what are some of the things that you're looking for, mainly from the Eagles or from the Rams? What's some stuff that's on your mind about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been emphasizing is creativity and running the ball. That's what I want to see. I want to see commitment to the run, and I want to see creativity. And if Hurts does come in, I don't want to see Hurts come in if the offense is playing bad. I want to see Hurts come in on a first down or something, and we're just looking to get some yards, to show a trickery. I don't want Wentz to be struggling a little bit, and then Hurts comes in because, oh, God, we could already imagine the amount of scrutiny and the amount of people, oh, that's why they drafted a quarterback in the second round, and da-da-da-da-da. So, I mean, they need to be strategic if they're going to put Hurts in for a trick play or something.
Yeah, no, I'm totally on the same page with you. I do not want to see any drama. To answer your question, Robert, they are starting Nate Herbig again. Matt Pryor, I guess, just did not have a good camp, and he must have messed with somebody's daughter or something, because he is on their do not play list, do not fly list. He's not playing. But Nate Herbig did very well last week as well, which kind of plays off of my answer to my own question. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking to see with Lane Johnson back if this offensive line has their communication down better, if things work out better, because we were missing a lot of blocks don't get me wrong. I'm going to say this because I got roasted in my last video. Washington did a great job. They deserved that win, but we made mistakes as well.
Right.
Okay, so don't come and kill me and say, "Oh, you got to give them credit." But anyways, we had a lot of mistakes. So I'm looking to see that offensive line get it together. Like I said, I'm looking to see that young linebacker core really stand out. Hopefully this is the game that Jalen Reagor really takes off. You know what I'm saying? I think the easy one for everybody to say is Miles Sanders back. So they want to see him go off. Do you have like a prediction or maybe like a thought pattern of how his game might go, receiving and running?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said, do you have like a prediction, or how do you think Miles Sanders' game is going to go now that he's back?
I think he'll have an average game. Hopefully, stays healthy throughout. But I can see a lot of shotgun runs, halfback dives, maybe screen passes. Maybe we can actually, like, part of the creativity would be motioning him out to the slot and having him run quick slants and stuff like that. So, because he'll be able to put the moves on the linebackers. I don't feel like a linebacker can cover Miles Sanders, especially if it's man-to-man. I don't see it happening. So we need to really exploit those defenses, and hopefully Carson can check into things. If he sees it like, oh, this is man-to-man, Sanders, you know what to do here. Like, hopefully he's able to do all that.
Yeah, I want to see what they really thought, what the thought pattern and start or activating Jalen Hurts is to like. Now that you said that with the like trick plays, I don't remember any of our trick plays other than Philly. I can't sit here and be like,
I mean,
remember that?
Would they really be trick plays, or would it just be read option with a faster quarterback? Like, unless it's like they line up Jalen Hurts out at wide receiver, maybe he starts running an end around or something, and they pass it to him and he passes it forward, some kind of like double pass play or something like that. I don't know.
My boy said the TV making me watch Cowboys game. I feel bad for you, bro.
I hear that. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch the Eagles game on my laptop. I'm gonna have to stream it because, unfortunately, they ain't live over here.
I stream it on my Xbox.
Okay, yeah. I should probably try that because I don't know. It's obviously a bigger screen on the TV.
But everybody, there's like so many different streaming things now. Like, what's his name? Soto was telling me about one that's like $30 a month, and you get everything, like even like the old Disney Channel. It's like the craziest shit. You know what I'm saying? But
do you expect Jackson to have a bigger role? Deshaun Jackson?
I need him to. I need both of them. I need, like I said, I need him and Reagor too. I need Deshaun to be a factor, even if he's just a distraction. You know what I'm saying? If he has one big catch and then people are just double teaming him and Reagor goes off or someone else goes off, we need Deshaun Jackson to be out there and be a real factor in the game. I'm interested to see where he's going to line up. To be honest, I want to see him like more in the slot too.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe getting some bubble screens, or you got to get these guys involved quick. Even if if they get downed almost immediately, at least you're showing the defense, hey, we're running these. This is what we're doing. Maybe you'll bite and we'll send one deep or something. So
that's what we got to hope for. We got to hope that they're coming up on the run or trying to put 8 in the box at one time, and Carson just catches him slipping and just bloop, 60-yard touchdown. But this is to go back to what we were saying with the whole must-win game. This is as close as it gets, especially this early this season. We have to win this game. This will be a big tiebreaker too, if it comes down to that for us and the Cowboys. That Redskins game hurt us in a lot of different ways, just because it was the
emphasize this.
It was just a division game. You can't lose those games. You cannot lose those games,
especially to Washington. Like, don't get me wrong, their defensive line is dope, and I've been saying that since this past summer when we were first going over on Sunday Sport Talks and talking about the Redskins matchup, because I mean that's all we had to look forward to.
Yeah,
and I emphasize, hey, that Washington defensive line is something serious. I mean, even if you look at their roster, like in Madden, their whole defensive line are like 83 and up, so. They're a tough matchup there, but they're still beatable considering that their offense isn't really scary
at all. But that kind of brings me to who they're playing next. They're playing the Cardinals. So Kyler went against San Francisco, went against like 5 first-round picks, on the defensive line, and now he goes to Washington, and he's going to be going against 5 first-round picks on that defensive line. So if he can win both these games, that might be saying something about Kyler. I like that
Right.
kid a lot.
But my thing is, what if Washington wins? Like, what if that
That's another thing.
happens?
Yep.
Like, what if that win against the Eagles sparks something in their offense and they start scoring points? Dwayne Haskins gets some confidence in him, and the defense plays well. I mean, are we all of a sudden talking like, wow, maybe Washington is the real deal? Maybe the coaching is what was the difference? Jay Gruden was just a distraction for them.
Yeah, that'll be good to see.
Jay Gruden.
Yeah, it was Jay Gruden.
Okay. I'm like, damn, did I mix up the brothers?
I'm looking at the Facebook. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to make sure everything's working. Nah, yeah, it was Jay Gruden. But, and I've always said this, I'm Puerto Rican, so I love Ron Rivera. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Like, he's the man. So seeing him kind of succeed is nice, I think they're going to come back down to earth a little bit this week. But even if they lose, they're in first place. So I think Washington fans are on cloud 9 right now, and they deserve it. So Wiseway says in college, Jalen Hurts and Tua, whatever his last name is, did a read option where Tua passed to Jalen Hurts, went on a motion, and the running back snuck out for a touchdown by Hurts. So that would be cool. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we're known to do that to kind of
pick up on the college plays
exactly and see what they've done well in their past. So that'll be fun to watch. If it works, I won't be mad. If it doesn't work, I'll be throwing stuff at my TV. But,
right, just interception or something for a touchdown. Just what was he thinking?
Correct. So we still got a little bit of time. Let's talk about some other games.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah,
big Patriots Seahawks tonight. Like that's a pretty big matchup considering that it's not the Patriots versus the Dolphins. Granted, the Seahawks did play the Falcons, but I don't know. Until the Falcons prove otherwise, they haven't been too great over the last couple of years. So, what's your take on that game tonight? Because I think it's going to be a pretty big, an important game for Belichick to try to prove that he doesn't really need Brady.
Well, yeah, he said. I don't know if you saw I saw a little article saying that he's going to be running Cam less this game. They want to run him less. So now I don't know if that's a front, and then the game time comes and Cam's taking off every other play. But if that's what he's trying to do, I could see him really trying to make a statement with this game. If they can win this game, especially if it's a good game on both sides of the ball, last week a lot of people are looking at it as, you beat who you beat, whatever. It is what it is. This is a big game for them. For the Seahawks, it's only a big game if they lose, to be honest. If they win, it's kind of like well, you're kind of supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? But for the Patriots, this could be a big statement game. And who thought we would be saying that? You know what I'm saying? At this point, that they have to make a statement and prove people wrong. Belichick has to go with Patriots because of Belichick. Yeah, I think Seattle's going to win just because I think they're one of the better teams in the NFL right now.
Right.
So I would go with Seahawks. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Seahawks as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots won. I like some of the design runs they were doing for Cam Newton, especially the one at the goal line where they did, I think it was a quarterback power. They loaded up the left side with wide receivers, and then the guard pulled, and they had a tight end block on the right side, and he walked into the end zone. Mm-hmm. I think that's some of the things that maybe the Eagles should look at for pulling on Carson or something. Maybe motion the back over to the wide receiver side, so you got a stacked one side, and then you do the same thing. He's fast enough to do it.
Last year, Lane was pulling a lot. When I was doing the film review, you guys all go check out that video. When I was doing the film on last year's game, you saw a lot of Lane Johnson pulling and trying to go catch up with Aaron Donald. So him coming back and him being not 100%, that kind of makes me nervous because I know that was a big part of their game plan last year. Hopefully that changed. But it's going to be scary. It's going to definitely be scary. I'm nervous to move any of our offensive linemen. I'm just hoping it's a lot of double teams and other people win their one-on-ones.
Yeah, Wentz is going to have to be prepared. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hit at least once. It's going to happen. You just got to make sure you're mentally prepared and be like, it's whatever. There's no stopping them.
Now, will it be by Aaron Donald? That's the question. Are you going to let Aaron Donald beat you?
Mm-hmm. maybe.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Another game I'm looking forward to. I just had it up. There we go. Is the I mean, I'm a hater, so I gotta say the Dallas Cowboys versus the Falcons. But at the same time, if you're a Cowboys fan and this is not a big game for you, this has to be a statement game. The Falcons defensively are not the greatest, but the Cowboys defensively are they're struggling right now.
And their corner, they also lost. I think Anthony Brown is his name.
Yep.
They
They
lost the
lost
corner,
both their
so
linebackers. They're down to like a rookie cornerback. This is a big game for them. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Just to make it out alive at least. But they need a win too. You
It could be a
know?
shootout, high points, maybe a 35-30 game or something like that.
That's
So yeah, I could see it happen. I mean, the Cowboys have the offense to do it. They just had to. There were points last week where they looked good. Like I was like, whoa, they have so many options here. They can run it with Zeke, throw it to CD, throw it to Amari. They got Gallup until Jarwin went out. I think Jarwin had one catch before getting hurt, but they had so many options, and I think that plays a very. And then Dak can run. There was one play where Dak ran for a first down. So, I mean, Dallas has the potential to be one of those high scoring teams. You just got to execute, or maybe coaching. I don't know which one it is.
yeah, we gotta get it right. We gotta get it right. Some other games that we got Minnesota and Indianapolis. That should be a
Now,
good game.
do you think our offensive line was as bad as the Giants' offensive line? Because I know we haven't talked that much all week about the Giants game because I mean it's the Giants, but that offensive line looked like they couldn't guard Pee Wee players.
I mean, I think we were worse, to be honest. I
You
think
think
we were
so?
worse. Yeah. I
Every
mean,
time Saquon got the ball, they literally were in the backfield. It was something I feel like I've never seen that. Like almost every play, they were in the backfield. Like they
yeah. I mean,
disrespected
maybe it's
that
maybe it's
offensive line.
because maybe it's because Daniel Jones, who's known to hold the ball too long, actually got rid of the ball quick. But that 8 sacks, man, that hurts, bro. That
That does hurt. Yeah,
and that offensive line, you can make an argument lost the game for us. I think there's a lot of reasons why the Giants lost that game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um, my boy
Some of the
says he says I have the Falcons winning because Trevor Diggs is not locking down Julio without safety helping Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins and right tackle are both out. Travis Frederick retired. Yeah, they're almost as banged up as we are.
it sounds like they might be worse this week. To be honest, like
Yeah,
they might have more banged up players than us this week.
I hope that they start yelling injuries. I hope they start yelling. Oh, it's because our injuries. But you were about to say something?
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, some of the things I saw Daniel Jones do, and yeah, he's younger than Wentz, but Wentz needs to learn. There was a couple plays where Daniel Jones was moving up in the pocket to like run out because it collapsed, and both of his hands were on the ball. Like this dude was making sure he was not bumbling at any point. Like so, that's some of the things I feel like Wentz needs to learn between that and throwing the ball away. I know Daniel Jones had that one interception in the goal line where he probably should have threw the ball away. He was outside of the pocket, but then he got popped while he threw the ball, and that ball floated up in the air in the end zone. So those are things that I think Wentz needs to work on himself, getting the ball away, throwing it away, and covering up the ball with two arms. I don't need you to be holding the ball out like a loaf of bread and then trying to break tackles from these super fast superhumans on the defensive line.
Yeah, I mean everybody has a little bit of blame. I think like our whole offense was just in that second half. It made no sense, and I know that he said that he feels that they're more of the first half team that started off first fast. I should say. I don't
Yeah,
want to be either of those teams. Like even in the first half, like our offensive line was not great. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yeah, we scored 17 points. Outside of that first drive, it wasn't pretty. You know what I'm saying? It was far from pretty. So we have to make a total turnaround, and that it starts with our coaching and it ends with our players. They have to execute, but I think everybody has to really step it the f up because I am not trying to be watching what I was watching last week. We need this win,
Yeah, for sure.
and we've kind of like held them down. Now, obviously, we were talking and we were kind of arguing about OBJ and A Rob. Well, OBJ and A Rob seem to have made up with their respective teams. So
Yeah, there goes that.
yeah,
There
it
goes
doesn't.
the.
But it is what it is. I just wanted to throw that in there because, of course, once we were about to talk about it, they announced that. You know what I'm saying? Another game I'm looking forward to seeing is the Baltimore versus Houston game.
Well, that should be a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a big one for Houston as well. I mean, Baltimore, they're another one that's not big unless they lose. But Houston, they got to prove it, man. They did not look good last week overall. So I'm looking for them to really come out and try and prove something here.
Do you think they run the ball more with David Johnson, or you think they're really going to try to get Watson working?
You got to run. I feel like you have to run the ball. I mean, excuse me, Bill O'Brien is an idiot, so he'll probably try and throw it all the time. But but you know I don't like Bill O'Brien. But if we lose, I'm going to be worried for our season. Yeah, we better not lose, man. That's what I'm saying. He's supposed to play. Oh, Casey Toohill's supposed to play today. That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, you were high on him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, 7th round pick. He was pick number 233. See how he made the roster. Yeah, he came out and he was proven. You know what I'm saying? And he could play linebacker. The kid's fast. I forget his exact number. I want to say it was like a 4.6 or something like that. But for a freaking defensive end, that's pretty damn fast. And he's a smart guy, so it'll be interesting to see. I really want to see my boy go crazy, Josh Sweat.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see him take Derek Barnett's spot because that's $10 million. I hate to be that guy, but that's $10 million we could save next year, man. Like
we're gonna have to make some moves and cuts. It's just gonna be sad next year. Next year we're gonna look a little different for sure.
We're gonna look a lot different, I think.
Like, do we like if Jalen Mills plays? Because if Jalen Mills plays good this year, we're gonna have to re-sign him. What are we gonna do? Just say, well, you played well. Hopefully things work out for you. Let's put Kayvon Wallace in now.
That's probably what they're gonna have to do. I mean, like,
or do you let go of McLeod, Rodney?
I don't think McLeod's gonna be here either way. I think a lot of people like Deshaun's probably not gonna be here either way. Alshon's probably not gonna be here either way. I could see I don't think Clement's gonna be here next year. There's gonna be a lot of people.
I don't even know if Clement's gonna make the team if we sign Freeman.
Yeah, I could see him getting cut. I wouldn't be surprised. He did not look good, man. He did not look good at all, man. Like, but there's gonna be a lot of people. Who else? Who else could be?
Malik Jackson.
JP. Malik Jackson, that's a big one. He's definitely not gonna probably be here next year. Brandon Graham might not be here next year, depending on how his contract's looking. It's gonna be hard for a lot of Eagles fans. We're gonna lose a lot.
We're gonna have to hope that we hit on 2 drafts in a row.
Seriously, it's gonna be tough. I mean, our money is not looking crazy. Like we're blessed with the resource of Howie Roseman, so hopefully he can finesse somebody, he can fleece somebody, but it's not looking good.
I think Fletcher's gonna need to take a price cut. Hopefully he'll do some team-friendly reconstructions or something.
That's the only person I'm not willing to part ways with.
Oh, no. I don't mean that at all.
No, yeah.
I just meant like trying to restructure his contract.
It's like, we'll figure something out, but you're not going. Like, that's the one person.
Yeah.
But it should be interesting. It should definitely be interesting. I mean, we'll see what happens. So what other games are you looking forward to? What else is on your mind, man?
I don't know. Want to see how the Chargers do. The Chargers, are they going to stick with Tyrod throughout the whole season, or are they going to get the rookie in at some point? I know they still have a solid defense despite injuries. I mean, Derwin James was down. I think their center, Pouncey, just went down, so he's out. See, more big names.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes going down. But I'm interested to see how they look post Phillip Rivers and then the Colts with Phillip Rivers. I want to see how they play today.
Yeah, I want to see Kyler. I've been up and down on Kyler. Like when he first got drafted, I thought he was like 5'4".
Is that the 4:00 game?
That I believe is. Yeah, it's the 4:00 game. But I wasn't big on him when he first came out, and he's not a big guy, so it makes sense.
Yeah, because everyone was saying how he's small, and like people are sleeping on Dwayne Haskins, but
yeah, Dwayne's. I mean, I guess he gives a hell of a speech because he got them all worked up to beat us. So
there's a career in that.
There's a career in that. He can do TED Talks. That would be dope.
Exactly.
That would be really dope. What else we got going on? Let me see. So you see that there was 0 positive COVID tests for the second week in a row. So do you think they might start letting people trickle in, like maybe
depending on how those other teams that are letting fans in, how that goes? Give it a couple weeks, because obviously just 1 week is not enough to be like, ooh, 1 week went by, let's do it. So give it a couple weeks, see, and then they might let people trickle in. But at the end of the day, it's better safe than sorry too. Like the product is the players. The players need to stay healthy and be healthy. So if that means no fans in the stadiums for one season, as long as we can get the games played, then I mean, you gotta make some sacrifices here and there.
Yeah, no, facts. I feel you. I hope we have some games. I want to go see an Eagles game so bad. They need to just let
I
like
know.
40 people, and I'm not paying $100 for
I've
no
been
damn
going once a
cutout.
year the last like 4 years. So like this year is ruining my streak.
Yeah, man, they're messing up. It's the COVID season. It's the COVID season. We just got to get it together this week, man. This is a huge game for us, man. Also, I'm looking forward to the Pittsburgh game, Pittsburgh versus Denver. I think Denver is a lot better than they played last week. They got a good defense, good defensive line. Really, no linebackers, but
Is Cortland Sutton back today, or do you
Cortland
know?
Sutton's supposed to play, so that
So I
should
mean
be.
that helps with the offense. Jerry Judy looked good. I mean, it's not like he has some crazy stats, but if you watch him even a little bit, him getting in and out of those cuts, it's crazy.
And Drew Lock ain't no joke, man.
No,
Drew Lock
I
is
respect
good.
Drew Lock. I see big things for him. I mean, so does their general manager. Why am I blanking on his name? I forget what the.
Oh, John Elway.
Yeah, I'm like, is
Yeah,
it Joe Montana? I'm like, you know what? Let me not
Joe
say anything
Montana.
before I sound dumb.
It's Ray Finkel. Laces out. I'm also looking forward to the I don't know if we already said this, the Green Bay versus Detroit game. I mean Detroit, we obviously know Detroit isn't the best
They
of
should have
teams.
won last week. Deontay
Exactly.
Swift dropped that ball. That was a perfectly placed back shoulder, like just turn around, breadbasket catch, and then he just went through his hands.
And
Big
it's a
time for a
conference
rookie.
game.
Yeah, they should have won that game. I feel bad.
Yeah, and it's a conference game, so anything can happen. That should be an interesting game. Are there any guys on your fantasy team that like are out or
Who was out? Wide receiver I had to switch out.
knowing the Eagles fans, we would do this. He said, I have a feeling our fans are going to do something stupid and try and get into the stadium. I could definitely see that.
Nah, chill. There's gonna be cops and stuff.
Yeah, nah, they're blocking it off pretty well.
Yeah, I think they're blocking off part of like the section of the highway too, so people can't just go and start tailgating near the place. They're just like, yo, stay away,
That
stay
sucks,
home, go
man.
tailgate in your backyard, do what you got to do, have people over. You can still grill and watch the game.
Yeah, I woke up mad the next day. Last week, I woke up mad as hell Monday, so I need a happy Sunday. But
Well,
back
because
to
it was tough because you had the Cowboys game at night, so all day between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock, we were just catching it from every side, every angle. You lost to the no names, no names, no names. You lost, and then they end up losing. I mean, you had Taman on, the Cowboys fan, at the end of the Eagles game, and he was laughing it up. I love
and
it.
then
I
he went
love it. And then
disappeared.
yeah, he disappeared.
Disappeared. That's how they do, man. They love to talk junk and then they disappear. Just like that last video that kind of blew up or whatever. Like most of the people commenting were Washington fans and they were talking hella junk. And God bless them. They deserve it. They're gonna be on first for
Yeah,
2
yeah,
weeks for the first time in like years. So God bless them. But
yeah.
I can
Division
guarantee once
games,
they
you can get
start
some
losing,
bragging rights in the beginning of the
exactly.
season.
I guarantee once they start losing, I'm not gonna hear from none of them. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see. We shall see. So, any fantasy people you're looking out for on your team to have big days?
Um, I hope that we were just talking about David Johnson, and hopefully they keep utilizing him. He has another big day. That was a big combo for me. I had David Johnson and Hilaire both going, and they both killed it for me last week. So hoping that I was debating if I wanted to start CeeDee Lamb or Darius Slayton. I had Slayton in last week, and Slayton, he put up some nice numbers for me. I think Daniel Jones sees him as his number one wide receiver. So it's like, do I keep him in or do I put CD in since they're playing Atlanta and hopefully that this is his week, he gets his first touchdown and all that.
What's good, Jake Douglas? How's it going, brother? Yeah, no, I have Mark Ingram. I need Mark Ingram to get it together. I need him to become
Well,
the number
J.K.
one running
Dobbins
back
took
again.
the
He's
two
taking over.
touchdowns. He had like 22
Yeah,
rushing yards, but 2 touchdowns. He stole them.
I was so annoyed. And it's like he got 10 carries, so I'm keeping him in, hoping for the best. But he is killing me, man. Like the Washington football team and Lions game, I can't watch the games ever. It should be good games. It should be good games. But yeah, Mark Ingram killed me last week. Yeah, I won in that league, but that's my only other running back. If he doesn't, other than Zeke, it's him and Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Which luckily at least
Right.
I have Zeke. But if Ingram doesn't start going off, I'm gonna have to start Jordan Howard, and I am not trying to do that, man. That is not gonna be a good look
Right.
at all. But I mean, yeah, Darius Slayton's looking good. Golden Tate is supposed to come back, so we'll see if that takes away from his targets at all.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but is Golden Tate coming back today?
Yeah, he's supposed to start today.
Interesting. Maybe I will start CD Lamb just because I feel like they might try to give him his first touchdown of the season this week, and so
And they're going.
maybe
The New York's going against Chicago, so they got a decent defense too. So
true.
I mean, that's another one to watch. Mitch Trubisky was the hero against. I mean, not a good team. They're not a good team. So you know what I mean. But he was the hero last week, so it's going to be interesting to see if he has another good game.
Speaking of the Lions, you think this is a kind of make or break year for Matt Patricia? Because his record is not good.
I mean, it should be good. It should be.
I mean, they dropped Caldwell after like 3 seasons, and then he went 9-7, and they were like, "All right, see you later." Now Patricia, I don't even know if he has a winning record. I don't think he does.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how he could. Yeah, he's been pretty bad. But no, yeah, I think it has to be a make or break for him, man. You can't go this long without, you know what I'm saying, having some type of improvement. Even if they go 8-8, like that's, I think they would take that. But if they're if they're a top 10 draft pick again, I'm pretty sure you have to move on, especially because Matt Stafford's not getting any younger. Nope. So at some point you're going to be looking at a quarterback. Do you really want Matt Patricia to be the guy for the next 10 years with your quarterback? Because you kind of once you draft a quarterback, you kind of married to that coach.
Right. I think it was just the Belichick effect. You figure, he worked under Belichick. He was the defensive coordinator, but Belichick's a defensive mind of the Patriots. He's a defensive coach in a sense. So I don't know. I mean, we saw Josh McDaniels leave and had to go back.
Yeah, they haven't had a good track record. Jake Douglas says he's hoping for this W. I am too, bro. We're going to get it. D-Hop should go off against Washington football team. He definitely should. We made Fabian Moreau look like a freaking all-pro back there. I don't know what the heck.
That's because we were throwing loft balls at him.
Exactly. So, yeah, he should definitely go off. So, if you have him, definitely start.
Especially if this dude is guarding him. He was on a
Ronald Darby.
Ronald Darby. Yeah, if he's guarding D-Hop, oh, Lord.
Yeah, start him twice if you can. Jake says, how y'all think Hargrave is going to do today? Bro, he needs to go crazy. He doesn't need to, but I want to see him go crazy so bad.
It's going to be good because even if they choose to double Fletcher, that gives Hargrave the chance to really show like, yo, I'm here. Along with Malik Jackson, both of them. It's great. And then they're like, damn, we can't just double cover one guy. Then next Fletcher's going to get that single cover. Like, it's going to be great. Hopefully, it's going to be great. Hopefully, they're not just doing quick passes the whole game because I can see that happening too on our defensive line. And we're sitting there like, there was no rushes to the quarterback. Like, the quarterback was never under pressure. But if they're throwing the ball within under 2 seconds, then what are you going to do?
The one thing I love about these lives, I will say, is it makes the time go by so much quicker. We're like a half hour away from Eagles football. So I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see him go off. Aaron Rodgers about to go stupid. Y'all drafted a QB, and Aaron Rodgers' voice. Facts. Like, hey, but that's what they did with Aaron Rodgers. They let Aaron Rodgers sit for a couple of years. So, maybe that's what their idea was. I can't hate on them too much yet. But Jordan Love, I don't know if he's that guy. We'll see though.
They probably could have got him in the second. I don't know. That guy, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe another team would have been quarterback hungry just for the future. But
yeah, I mean, at the end of the year, that's when you can really say, well, they could have had this guy, but instead they picked Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see who becomes those people, or if Jordan Love was the right guy. You never know what's going to happen. Jake says that's what I was thinking. He's going to be the sneak peek today. They're going to go for Cox and leave Hargrave open to smash. And I want to see if they move people around, because when you look at somebody like Aaron Donald, he moves to the outside. He plays end. He plays defensive tackle. He plays one technique sometimes. You know, he plays everywhere. Excuse me. So I want to see Fletcher Cox now that we have guys that we can put in it. Like, imagine Josh Sweat on one side or Derek Barnett or Brandon Graham on one side. Then you have Fletcher Cox on the other end. And then you have Malik Jackson and Hargrave in the middle. Like, that's scary, in my opinion.
I mean,
You
that's
know
what I
I'm
was saying.
saying?
Malik Jackson can play defensive end. I heard Jim Schwartz say that.
Yeah.
So that whole scenario can happen. And they've done that with Brandon Graham, move him around, put him inside the D tackle. So, I mean, that's how we got that strip sack for a strip sack in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady.
Facts. Never forget 41-33.
Never forget.
People keep telling me, "Oh, you're living in the Super Bowl year." Like, yeah, so what? I don't see the problem with that. Yeah, I don't see the problem with that.
People be living in the Super Bowl year for 25 years. Let us have 3.
I don't know who that is. I think it rhymes with Cowboys though.
Something like that.
So Cowboys. But anyways, yeah. I mean, I'm excited, man. We need this has to be a win. I think we can't drum that down enough, man. This has to be it. But even more so, we have to obviously stay healthy. A lot of people are going out. So, you know, and now there's no real drama. There's no real, like, other than the whole Jalen Hurts being active. Outside of that, nobody's really thinking about, oh, are we going to go trade for OBJ? Are we going to trade for Allen Robinson? All that seems to be snuffed out.
There'll be some other trade rumors, and, you know, all the Eagle fan pages would be like, we need to get them. We need to get them. We should trade Ertz for him. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Fletcher Cox one-on-one with the center is a GG for them. Cox has tossed them all games they played. Yeah, facts. And, you know, like, to Brandon's point, Brandon said they're probably going to do a lot of short passes and not really give us time to get there, which is true. But that just comes down to we have to stop their run game. If we can stop them on 1st and 2nd down and have them in 3rd and longs or, you know, 3rd and 8s, whatever, in obvious passing situations, I think that's when our defensive line is going to eat, and that's when they're going to, you know, have the biggest effect on the game is on those 3rd and longs and obvious passing situations.
And, I mean, their offensive line is not that great. I mean, we talk about JP being old. Their left tackle's old. I forget what his last name is.
Whitworth?
Yeah, he's old. He's like 38, 39 years old as well. And they keep paying all these people, but they ain't paying offensive linemen, apparently. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what salary cap the Chiefs and the Rams go by, but they apparently have a different.
They let go of, like, Todd Gurley opened up space, and I'm telling you, they're paying all these players, and they're going to have to rebuild the offensive line through the draft, and that's going to be scary if they're going to have new people come in and try to block and everything like that. But they may not be able to even do the quick stuff, like all the rollouts and everything. So, I mean, it's tough. I think they're going to have tough with those, like, prime positions. Like, they're getting all their skill positions locked up, the quarterback and the corners. But what about everybody else?
Yeah, those core positions, like you said. And, you know, I saw a stat today that it was, I don't know if it was 1st or 2nd, but Carson Wentz and Rams, or what's his name? Jared Goff. Excuse me. Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. They are, I think it was 1st in wins, combined wins for a 1st and 2nd pick, like, ever in NFL history. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But we all know who's better, you know. So we got to see it. We got to see it improve it, because at this point, I'm getting to the point that it's like, you know, I love Carson and I want him to succeed, but if it ain't gonna be him, then it ain't gonna be him. So he needs to really show and prove this year. That's how I feel about it, because I will go down there myself and talk to Howie.
Knock on the door. Hey, from Philly, the podcast, and we got to talk real quick.
We need to make some changes, man. We need to make some changes. But this is a statement game for a lot of people. I feel like for the whole NFC East, because if the Cowboys are going to be good, if the Giants are going to be good, if the Redskins are going to be good, if the Eagles are going to be good, this is the week they have to prove it. We're all playing decent competition. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's really how I'm looking at it right now. Let's see what other games we got going on. What's the Monday night game?
Monday night is,
New Orleans versus Las Vegas. That should be a good game.
Is it in Las Vegas?
It is in Las Vegas.
That's pretty cool. Their stadium looks dope. Like,
bro,
that
you
all
saw
black. That thing looks fire.
Did you see that they have, like, Elvis in Raiders uniform and they have like a Marilyn Monroe and like the cheerleaders outfit. It's
That's a,
hilarious. They went all the way.
their stadium is fire. But
Yeah.
that being said, don't sleep on the Raiders. They put up 9 points last week, and they could be a team to watch out for in the AFC, especially with this 7-team playoff format.
Yeah. No, that's very true. And I mean, New Orleans might be coming off of a little bit of a high. So maybe, they have a little bit of a lull
With no Michael Thomas.
with no Michael Thomas. Even though they didn't use him at all last week. Like
I know, but
that
he's still
defense
distraction.
won that game. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, for sure. That defense, though, they kind of came out and played against Tom Brady, man. Like,
Right.
obviously, I think it was 2 interceptions. They came out and played. So I'm definitely not sleeping on Vegas. And I like Josh Jacobs. He didn't really do much for me in in fantasy, but everybody was making such a big deal about it. But my boy says, I wonder how good Prince Tega is because he didn't give up a single sack and seeing how Jack Driscoll was. I think you're talking about Herbig. Prince Tega didn't play last week, did he? No, I think he's talking
Maybe he
about
meant
Herbig.
like maybe he didn't go up a sack in college.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, I want to see Michael
Yeah,
Thomas
he's
had
on the
5 yards. Facts. Go ahead.
Prince Tega's on the practice squad, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so maybe they'll. I don't know. I think
I want to see Jack
think,
Driscoll move
yeah.
to right guard. I want to see that because he played guard in college.
Oh, did he?
So I want to see him move to right guard. But they seem to be in love with Herbig.
Hey, he went undrafted. I think he was an undrafted rookie last year.
And now he's going against freaking Aaron Donald.
Hey, but with a guy like Lane Johnson to his right, I mean, that's a little bit more comforting than having another rookie come in. And then on top of that, the rookie goes down with cramps. And then you got a guy that played rugby that has not stepped on the NFL field except for preseason games.
Yeah, Nate Herbig, talking about Nate Herbig, I forgot I wrote this down. But he had 2 pressures, which is the least for any of the Eagles. Obviously, our Eagles' offensive line was terrible, but he only gave up 2 pressures, and he had a 77.4 rating, which was the highest on the Eagles' offensive line. So,
Yeah.
we have to look at the positives. I think he can do well. I think Jake says, I think Slay is going to have a bigger game today. Maybe pick because Goff going to be throwing the air a lot more than the Washington football team. Yeah, it's very true. I think it's going to be a lot of short passes. I can't keep beating that horse enough. It's definitely going to be a lot of short passes. They do not want to throw that ball up in the air. But Slay was nasty last week too.
He was keeping up with Scary Terry the whole time. Like if you saw like some of the replays that they have with him, he was with them foot and foot, and that's a young wide receiver that's fast. So
yeah, he was low key balling, bro. It changed it. One thing we didn't see, which was amazing, we didn't see that one huge 40, 50-yard bomb that just deflates our whole defense.
Right.
Our defense was giving up points because they were in terrible situations 90% of the game. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You want them to hold, but it is what it is. You keep putting them on their own side of the field.
Right. And it's not even just
points.
like at the 50. It was like at the 30. So they only had 30 yards to get into the end zone.
Exactly.
That's training camp. That's easy.
Facts. He said Nate Herbig's stance was just pissing me off. I feel you. He did look kind of weird. But, I mean, I just want to see Lane be 100%. Now, I actually kind of want to get your opinion on this, actually. Because I was thinking earlier, like, is it – and we might have talked about this, but is it smart to have Lane Johnson play? We did talk about this because you say – I remember talking about this. But is it smart to have Lane Johnson play when he's not 100%? I know you've dealt with a similar type of injury. So, like, it would be kind of interesting to hear what you think. Like, where's he going to even be health-wise?
Right. I mean, you got to just hope that the training staff know what they're doing. The doctors, like, when they're looking at the MRIs and all that they're like, okay, that thing's intact. Everything's good. Like, he should be okay. But I believe it's an ankle injury, right? Like, it was something small in the ankle.
He tore his ligament.
Yeah. So, I mean, just having to pull or having to get on those stances where you're like backing up and still like holding off a 300-pound superhuman, it's tough on the body. It doesn't matter who you are. I mean, Tyron Smith is an example. He's one of the best left tackles in the game, but he's always hurt too because sometimes you're getting back before you're completely healed, and the healing takes time. So, I mean, you just gotta pray and hope that everything works out. But that like if he's starting to feel a little weird, that like all right, let's take him out for a series. Let's get him like his ankle like in some ice or something like that, just so it's like something bad doesn't like happen.
Yeah, hopefully he's good. Like I get nervous because like I said last time I saw a lot of pulling, a lot of Lane Johnson in particular pulling. Um, so I'm kind of nervous about that. I'm hoping that he can hold up to that. He says Lions versus Packers. Who you got? I'm gonna go with the Packers, but I think it'll be
Packers.
a good game. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I don't even want to like guess the. I was gonna go over all the games like we did last week, but we did terrible. We did horrible. Like
It'd
oh,
be
that
like
sucked.
that.
So you know what I'm saying? You win
Good
some and you lose way more. But
thing I had no money on
yeah, for real,
that.
dude, I lost so much money on DraftKings. I'm so mad, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. What's it called? But next week we should do like we should pick like 2 games each, and those will be like our picks, and we just like maybe we'll win more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we'll like do something at the end of the year. It'll be our little like fantasy thing. How what's our countdown, man? I don't even know the time. 12:40.
Sounds like a good time to go get ready, get shop
It
ready, and
does. It does. So, all
get ready
right, yeah,
for this game.
we gonna end it here, y'all. We might come back for halftime, depending on how we looking. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody coming through. If you're new, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Other than that, you know what time it is. Fly goes fly. We out here. Peace.